So for the first inequality, we want to rearrange this. I'm going to move x over, so then it says 2y is less than 10 minus x. I'm going to divide everything by 2, so y is less than 5 minus. This was a 1x, so now it's a 1/2 x. Everything gets divided by 2. I'm just going to put this in the regular order where x comes first. That was a positive 5, so plus 5. So we're going to graph this, and we're going to graph this, our two inequalities. Now for this example, I'm not going to use different colors for the shading. I'm going to show you what you can do, assuming that you're using a pencil. If you're using a pen, you may have to do something a little bit more creative, but for using a pencil, it's very easy to come up with just a final solution. So let's go ahead and graph these real quick. So we have our example sitting there from last time, but let's make a new one. This should fit 5 in every direction. I'm going to go ahead and extend it a little bit past that because this one is a 5. So let's go ahead and make it 6 in every direction. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 to the left, and 6 in each direction. So go ahead and draw your x and y axis, 6 in each direction. Remember, we're looking for something like this. We're going to have two lines, we're going to shade them in, and where they overlap is actually our solution set. But we want to be able to represent it without the extra pieces. We don't want anything other than the solutions to be shaded in. So let's graph this one first. Starts at -1. The slope is a positive 1, so up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. Please make as many points as you can fit on your grid in both directions. I guess I went a little far on that one. Oh well. It says greater than or equal to. So is this a solid line or a dotted line? This one's solid, so let's go ahead and connect those with a solid line. We'll go ahead and draw the other line as well. Starts at +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a -1/2 for the slope. Please be careful when the slope is negative. That means I'm going to go down 1, right 2. Or up 1, left 2. That's all I can fit on my grid for this one. It says less than. Should that be a solid line or a dotted line? So we have our dotted line for this one. Now this time I went ahead and drew both lines first and did not do any shading yet. You're going to have to be very careful about which line is which. Some people like to number them so that they don't get confused. We'll call this line 1. That was our solid line, line 1. This was line 2, our dotted line, so line 2. That's going to be a useful reference for us when we go to do the shading. If you're going to use different colors and find where they overlap, you can do the shading right away. But remember, a final answer does not have anything else shaded in. It only has your final solution shaded in. So we're going to take a look at how we can find that. If you're using a pencil, this is very easy to do. I would like to be greater than on my solid line, so above the solid line. Above the solid line, I'm just going to very lightly shade things in, is everything up here. Above the solid line. Very lightly shaded in. My dotted line, line 2, says less than. I would want everything underneath, below, less than my dotted line. That would be everything under here. And again, shading it in very lightly. Now, in using a pencil, it's very easy to see because now I say, oh, that's where it overlapped. Let me just shade that part in darker. And we can just go back and erase the parts that don't need to be shaded in. So I can erase everything up here. I can erase everything down here. And what I now have is a perfect final solution for my system of inequalities. The only part shaded in is where they would overlap. Nothing else is shaded in because nothing else is a solution to this system. All the points in here are solutions to the system.